Welcome back to Bitcoin Advisors. My name is Chris, bringing it to you here from a beautiful Westlake Village, California. Anyways, we're going to go ahead and jump into Bitcoin's price action, and we're going to take a look at some news. After last week, the SEC approved the Volt Equity ETF, which provides exposure to Bitcoin-centric companies. You can see this highlighted right here. And the biggest news, which just hit today over the past few months, the SEC has officially approved a Bitcoin Futures ETF that will be live on the New York Stock Exchange October 19th. And guess what? That's tomorrow. And to give you perspective, this ETF, according to Kevin O'Leary, will bring $1 trillion if into the Bitcoin market. Shark Tank, Kevin O'Leary says one critical thing needs to happen for another $1 trillion to flow into Bitcoin, right? And that is the approval of a Bitcoin ETF. Well, we just got that approval. And this news accompanied with Gary Gensler, SEC Gary Gensler statement that they will not ban crypto. They will not ban crypto. That's up to Congress. And so I think this is the perfect storm for Bitcoin to create some new all-time highs. Now that people's fears of Bitcoin, a Bitcoin ban, have been calmed and capital is beginning to flow. We've got an institutional on-ramp for Bitcoin, and money's going to flow into this space, and the next bull run can really commence. All we have to do is, really close above 65,000 at this point. And I have been postulating if Bitcoin even came close to its all-time high, likely to go ahead and bust on through. And we do have years of experience helping people invest in Bitcoin and other cryptos with their IRA or 401k. If you'd like to get a free investor guide, you can always click on the link in the description below or download our mobile app. And there's a link for that too. And what do we want to jump into now? Let's take a look at the Fear and Greed Index at a 78. People are getting really greedy and staying greedy. All while we're closing, spending some time here on the daily. We're spending some time closing above 60,000. So the long-term conditions for Bitcoin continuation has been fulfilled. And what would I be looking for next? Volatility, expansion, and then trend continuation. So Bitcoin has run from 30,000 to 60,000 in about 3 months. Not bad, right? Recovered all the losses, and I'd say that is a healthy asset. Bitcoin dominance is heading up as well, which we've been talking about. Bitcoin likely to suck up a lot of the gains from the altcoins, so we're ticking up. I'd say we hit 48, the next target, pretty quick. We take that out on a weekly, and next target's up towards mid 50s and then 63, and we're going to talk about that some more too. And what else that I wanted to bring up here is global open interest. So this refers to all the open interest in futures contracts. It's currently at 13.3 billion. It just made a new high, and typically, as open interest goes up, the price is going to go in the direction of the trend. So another good thing there. However, global leverage ratio is getting back up to 0.16%, which is getting back to some of our washout territory. So a lot of people hitting the 100x button, and that means we're in for some volatility for sure. We have not gotten a higher low yet on the daily. So that's another indicator, right? It's trying to make a higher low, but it hasn't made a higher low yet on the daily. And so at some point, Bitcoin does, have a little retracement, a little correction. But what happens typically first here is everybody's been watching the same thing. We've all been watching the same thing, and here's what it is. The first weekly closure above the topside Challenger band. If you look at the last weekly closure above the topside Challenger band, which, what do you know, that was last October, that preceded a 355% rally. That was the last time we closed above the topside Challenger band. So very, very interesting, right? And so what typically happens, everybody watching this, right? We get a washout from all the over leveraged people. And so price, is going to go up and then go down. There's going to be a big boom, right? But back on the weekly, the next fib target, if we do a fib retracement here on the weekly, it's a really nice target. This would put Bitcoin at 77,000. So that's very nice. If we go on to our shorter term time frames, like a 4 hour, there is a measure move. It's called a cup and handle here. And what you do is you kind of measure from the bottom of the cup, from the bottom of the cup to where it breaks the neckline, and that will give us a target up to, so the measure move on that, 66,000, call it 67,000. Bitcoin will be in a blue sky breakout at that point. That's where that measure move is. And again, this isn't financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor, so take it all with a grain of salt. So if we hit, here's what I would say though, is if we do hit, let's see if I can put this on a weekly and make it a little easier to see. So if we do hit 69,000 or higher, my pullback target is going to be around 60,000, right? The breakout level. Or the bottom side Trollinger Band right there. Yeah, somewhere around 60,000. Okay, if Bitcoin gets stopped out at the prior high at 65,000, then my pullback target is going to be somewhere around this last low here, about 54, call it 55,000, and that should line up on the daily at about the yellow 21 right there. So again, there's going to be some ebbs and flows in this market. If we do stop out at 65,000, I'd say pullback target 55. If we get up to 69, pullback target 60,000. Where is the invalidation point on this great and wonderful bull market? And that would be here, a 4 hour closure back below. And this wouldn't end the macro rally, but this is on the shorter term time frame. If you have a 4 hour closure below, call it 59,000, I'd be looking for Bitcoin to gun back down around that target of 54,000. So I think I'll leave the video off here, and we're going to be talking about a lot of fun stuff in the coming weeks. Market strategy, how to play the Bitcoin dominance, and altcoins. So wishing you well. Hope you have a blessed day. Take care.